confidence be displayed. Success is unavoidable, desires will be attained, and you are capable. Can't no one stop your hustle, you're resilient and brilliant. Your blessings have no ceiling, you shine and keep grinding. This spiritual remedy is divine and designed for your heart to align with your mind. A prophet for the queendom's hotline. A vision. Fearfully and wonderfully made, confidence be displayed. Success is...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I am your host, Beverly Hayes Coleman, and your co-host, Crystal Robles, and welcome to this week's episode of Her Divine Voice, a podcast that is for women, by women. And I told you we had some exciting people coming on for you this week. We didn't lie. We have some heavy hitters in the house. We have Dr. Danita Crawford and Dr. Shirley Sims. Hello, ladies.
Hey.
So we have some mogul / entrepreneur / author, PhD carrying women of color. We love to see it. Here at Her Divine Voice is what we're all about. And we've told you before, this podcast is about community. It's about growth. It's about partnership and expansion. And what a better way to do that than to have these two amazing women to come on and bless us with their wisdom and knowledge. Today, we again have Dr. Danita Crawford, Dr. Shirley Sims. They are from the DS Collective. They have written a phenomenal book called Leading with a Growth Mindset, Unlocking Your Potential. It's a comprehensive guide designed for both aspiring and established leaders who are looking to elevate their effectiveness through the principles of growth mindset and leadership development. I feel like we can all use some of that. Yes. The book that begins by exploring essential concepts such as diverse leadership styles, key traits of effective leaders, and the critical role of emotional intelligence in both personal and professional growth. Now, at the end of this broadcast, we will share information on how you can get a copy of your book, which is on pre-sale now. And they have hard copies and ebooks available. So make sure you watch till the end. You're not going to want to miss this powerful dialogue. It's going to be amazing. I am so excited. So let's jump right on in. A little bit about our authors. And this by no means is the sum total of who these amazing women are. I'm going to start with Dr. Danita Crawford. She is the sweetest powerhouse I've ever met in my life.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Dr. Danita Crawford has dedicated over 20 years to mental and behavioral health, higher education, senior management, and government administration. Throughout her career, she has recognized that true leadership goes beyond strategy. It's about inspiring, guiding, and empowering others to reach their full potential. Her impact has earned her numerous accolades, including the 2015 Innovation of the Year Award, recognition as one of Broward County's 100 Outstanding Women in 2016 and 2017, the 2024 Women to Watch, and most recently, the 2024 Legacy Magazine's South Florida Top Educators Award. Yay!
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Impressive.
All right, so I get the honor to introduce you guys to Dr. Shirley Sims. Dr. Shirley Sims has had the privilege of spending over 22 years navigating leadership roles across higher education, nonprofit, and government administration. Throughout her career, she has learned that leadership is not just about making decisions, it's about inspiring others, driving meaningful collaboration, and embracing change in times of uncertainty. I love that because I just noticed that the DS Collective is you both.
Yes.
I was like, that's your
You're doing courses.
I love that. I love women who empower each other and who have accolades like you ladies do come together and collaborate. That's beautiful to see. All right. She has received recognition for the 2017 Tampa Bay Award winning business owner, the 2020 Community Heroes Awardee, the 2021 Excellence in Education Awardee, the 2023 Legacy South Florida Most Prominent Women in Business awardee, and 2024, she was named one of the top 50 women chiefs of staff in America. How amazing.
That's amazing. Like I said, we have some heavy hitters in here today.
Listen,
I am loving every second of it.
Me too. That's amazing, ladies. All right, so to kick off today's podcast, I'm going to start with the first question. So with both of you having extensive leadership experience across multiple sectors, what do you believe is the most important quality a leader must have to inspire and empower others effectively?
So that is a great first question. First, thank you, ladies, both for having the DS Collective here today to share our story, so you guys can get to learn more about us, and most importantly, share our book, and that's getting ready to be released. So being a leader, and this is something that me and Dr. Crawford talk in depth in our book, is that there's various leadership styles. There's various leadership traits, but looking at the type of leader that I've developed over my career is having a transformational leadership style. I really believe in empowering the people that I lead so they can fully see their potential. Sometimes that's making them tap into where they want to grow, look at their career, what's next in their career, having them set career goals. So I believe that one of the most important traits of being a transformational leader is also being a visionary leader. Sometimes when there are times of uncertainty, you have to have a vision in which others can see that things will get better. Being able to buy into the goals and things that they believe in. Buy-in is key when you are in a leadership positions. Oftentimes we come into leadership positions in which there's already set standards. There's always set ways of how things are being done. So stepping into a leadership role, you have to make sure that you have a vision on where you want to carry, if it is an organization or if it is your family. One of the key things inside of our book we talk about is not only professional mindset, but also personal mindset. So a lot of the techniques and strategies that we do talk about in our book carry over into professional and as well as personal. So I would say one of the key traits is making sure that you are a visionary leader so that you'll be able to tap into where others are so you can meet them where they are, but also push them to unlock their full potential.
Yeah.
I
like that. Listening to that. So I'll be succinct because I don't want to go off on a tangent, but when I hear stuff like this, some people, especially some leaders, you would never know they have learning disorders. And based on what you shared with me, it seems attainable. Like this is like, I can bite this off, learn and go, you know what I mean? And go. I'm the type of person. So through therapy, I have learned it's not, I might have like what they call a specific learning disorder where in layman's terms, I take things literally. So if somebody tells me this, my brain automatically says that's the only way to do it. There's no other road to success as if you do it this way. And there instinctively or automatically is something that cuts off where I don't dig deeper. But as I'm getting older and then kind of understanding a little bit more of like this specific learning disorder, it's like hearing what you just said now, it says, listen, what I hear is, Beverly, you can read this book and with your leadership style, you may have learned one thing and thought that was the only way to do it. But there are other ways get to where it is based on what you desire, based on what you enjoy, how you can achieve that. I really appreciate that. Thank you for that.
And with you saying that, we do in the book describe different types of leadership styles. And knowing you personally, I would, you may fit into the servant leadership style where you are here to serve others, help them to embrace who they are and expand who they are, and tapping into others in a way that helps them to grow as well. So I think that may be your style.
What you said, but
I agree.
It's so me.
Here to serve others, and however that enhances your life, you just allow it to be. So I love it.
Yeah. Now listen, both of you have been recognized for impact and leadership, across various fields. How do you approach mentorship and supporting the next generation of leaders in your respective industries?
To be very transparent, throughout every stage of my life, I've had a mentor. Whether it was in college, I identified someone who I wanted to be. In my career, I've identified supervisors, or I've identified just individuals who I aspire to be. Maybe not completely, but it could be just in either their style or approach, or regarding leadership, I've identified specific leaders in my world because we all have our different worlds, but I've identified leaders that I would like to emulate, and I'm just very I focus on people that it's really more of a, could I do that, or can I become that on my end? But in that respect, I also, in order to become a mentor to others, which we do very often, we have a lot of people come to us asking us for guidance. And sometimes in order to be that mentor for someone else, you have to present yourself with integrity. You have to present yourself in a way that that can be replicated. Like, for example, I'm not going to go out and destroy my life by making these poor choices and then expect someone to follow me. I will be very strategic in my approach and how I live my life, how I present myself in front of others. If I'm in a meeting, how am I think about that. How am I presenting myself in front of who I'm with? If, for example, we're on a show, we're talking about something specific, I want to make sure that I'm presenting that information that would feed into or inspire others.
Gotcha. So one of the key things when me and Dr. Crawford joined forces, 3 years ago, Dr. Crawford, we met at a conference and we hit it off, talking about so many different things. And then we started planning our book. It took us about a year to really plan out this book. But through us getting to really know each other and tap into things we like, different organizations we're a part of. We are both in the same sorority. Both of us are Zetas. We do a lot of giving back, but we identified mentorship as one of the key things that will help a person grow, expand where they currently are. But we also found that because a lot of people do come up to us and say, hey, Dr. Sims or Dr. Crawford, can you mentor us? But they don't know what to ask for in a mentor. So I founded a nonprofit in 2020 called I Train Now. Dr. Crawford sits on my advisory board. But through my nonprofit, I help young people and young adults through workforce development, mentorship. I partner with another organization called Project Men, in which we do mentoring opportunities. So through these partnerships and our act of giving back and being service driven, we found that mentoring is an area in which we really wanted to make sure that we explored in our book. So we teach you it's okay to have various mentors. With all my years of experience, I have several mentors. I have women mentors because I go through things that I need to make sure I can relate to other women to give me that advice. Each of our positions, which we hold within our full-time jobs, are positions of which we influence others. We also step a lot into spaces that we may not be very familiar with. So we have mentors that are able to mentor us there. Things coming from your career growth, helping you look at what that career plan looks like. So in our book, we talk about how to identify that you need a mentor. We talk about the importance of having more than just one mentor. It's just like having a doctor. There's different specialties. You got to go over here for something. So it's okay to have different mentors in your life, how to develop that relationship. Oftentimes by us working with emerging leaders, in which are individuals that may be fresh out of college or individuals that have been working for a while, but they want to transition into something else, is they don't have a plan. They know they want a mentor, but they don't know what they would like to talk about. So in our book, we talk about having a plan, having something, because the person that decides to be your mentor, they play a very important role in your development. If you need mentoring in your professional life, or maybe you're going through something in your personal life, making sure you have a plan so you're not wasting their time, but most definitely your time.
Right.
So you want to go in there with a plan in order for you to make the best of it. So they'll know how they can help you. So that is something that we really get deeply involved into our book, that we talk about the power of mentoring, the power of networking, who you surround yourself with, making sure those individuals are feeding back into you. So if you do have an idea, making sure you're able to talk to your mentor about that, but also be open to taking that feedback.
Yes.
Being receptive of that feedback so you can grow. So mentorship has played a very critical role in my development. And as I stated, it's something that we really talk about in our book. We dedicate an entire chapter to the power of mentoring and mentorship.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to get my book.
That's amazing.
Like, I just want to sit down with it right now. If you are watching this on replay, obviously you are. Listen, I hope you're writing down these pearls right now, because this is everything. Yes, absolutely. You guys need to get this book. And I'm done. I'm like, I love it.
Thank you.
No, but I want to know. So, going piggyback Dr. Sims. So the book emphasizes the importance of growth mindset in leadership. Yes. So what inspired you both to write it, and how do you ladies hope it will impact leaders at different stages of their journey?
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Crawford?
Sure. So as we discussed, we were members of several of the same professional organizations. We were also members of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, but we had never connected. So everyone was like, oh, you need to meet Dr. Sims and vice versa. So one day we were together, we met at a conference. We were at the conference. It's a professional conference, and we were talking about the things that we've done in our careers. And we're like, oh, we were told that we need to meet. And we were like discussing our past, and we realized that we have very similar paths. And we also have very similar research for our dissertation. Yes. Both of our doctorates are in organizational leadership. And as we were figuring out like that we were so similar in our career path, we realized that we both kind of became a little complacent in regards to how much work we were doing related to our doctorate. Like a lot of our work, like our careers, we didn't necessarily need our PhD. So we started thinking like, are we doing enough? Are we giving back enough? Why did we get this degree? Why are we even, did we do it for the titles or not? What is our purpose in life? While we're doing so much professionally in our careers, it's kind of like we're going with, kind of going with the flow of it. But then how can we get out? So we started talking, and I was like, we both kind of said the same thing. Like, we've always wanted to write a book. And then something kind of clicked and said, you know what? A lot of people probably have the same questions. Like, how can I be more? Or how can I achieve my own success? Or how can I, even if I am successful, how can I expand myself in a way that makes me feel fulfilled or allows me to feel like I've attained something? We all have imposter syndrome, but we also have this this feeling like we just haven't done enough, where we're always at the right before we might get published. So that was something that we discussed, and in that moment we were like, you know what? Well, maybe that's what we need to do. Let's get together. Let's talk about some ideas that we have, and let's think about it. And that's how the book formed. It was like people have the same questions. People are going through the same thing. You may look at someone. You may even look at some of the leaders that we're seeing in the world, and you may identify them as accomplished, and that's the end of their career. But then you see them pivot into another career, or they do something else, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the adults, like from 18 and up, whether you're accomplished or you're still trying to figure out which way you're going. We're trying to identify how we can tap into your actual potential. We're trying to identify what makes you tick, what aspires you to be your best. And that's where in the book we have actionable steps, reflection prompts. There's a little bit of teaching, because we're both educators, but in there you'll be working through your own thoughts about what did you want to be when you were a child, and how have you either become that or changed from there? What are your thoughts about how your family, like your family structure? It's not all about career. How are you successful in your own personal life? Do you feel satisfied in your in your choices in life? Are you happy with your family structure? Are you happy with your relationship?
Well,
All of
set somebody free.
Say that
Say you gonna set somebody free.
yeah, and that's what we want. We want you to feel
My
like you have finally become yourself by the end
Yes.
by the time you finish
By the end of the book.
Yeah, we also wanted, if I can add on to Dr. Crawford, we also wanted people to get a glimpse of us. You know, oftentimes we have people walk up to us, like Dr. Crawford said, oh, you're so accomplished, but you're still so young, but you're doctors. Oh, you don't have challenges. You haven't had struggles. So we really also provide some of our own personal stories inside of the book. We also made sure that people understood that you are the captain of this called life.
Yeah.
You know, you are the leader you could be a leader at work, but you need to also understand, how do you be a leader in your own personal life? So through the actionable prompts, through the reflective, through our personal stories, we also, because Dr. Crawford said our dissertations were very much aligned, we also, when we thought about writing this book, we wanted to really tap into individuals. So we actually cast a survey of 100 people. We surveyed 100 individuals across the U.S., not just in South Florida, but across the U.S. And we asked them about 10 questions. You know, how do you define success? Success could be so many different things to people. How do you deal with when you're stressed? What are some strategies that you use? So we asked 100 individuals from college to retirees, because we really wanted to find the common themes and also make sure our book reflect upon that, and also giving actionable steps so people can really start implementing strategies to help their mind growth.
I
need to pre-order. Like right after this, we need to pre-order.
I was literally just going, I need this book today.
You know what's so beautiful about this is that hearing you both of how you guys came together and collaborated, everyone saying, oh, you have to meet Dr. Sims, you have to meet Dr. Crawford. Look how beautiful God ordained that, and he orchestrated that. And I'm getting chills, right? He orchestrated that and made sure that you guys collaborated, met each other, had similar, similar, I want to say, life experiences to then come together for a bigger purpose. And it was to write this book, because you have so many that need to read this book so that they could change their lives through this collaboration that God ordained. So I think it's very beautiful. God bless you both. And I need to order my book.
Yes. So much, and I'm so glad you said that, because we have said that on many occasions. We've noticed like similarities within ourselves. And one thing that we noticed is that when we met, there is no need for competition. It's always this: how can I help you? What do you need? Where are you trying to go? Okay, so you want to do this? Okay, I'll be right there. How can I assist you to be your best self? And that's with our friendship. So if we think about doing that for each other, it's constantly a question of, how can I help you succeed? And I feel like we both had those types of friendships. And just like Beverly, like even in our interaction, it's always like, how can I help you? And how can I be a support to you? And I think as women, we need to support each other in that way constantly. And that's the one thing that when Dr. Sims and I say that we have aligned thoughts, that's where that's the biggest one, where we both feel like, as women, I mean, as people in general, we should be here to support and elevate each other. So I think that was the biggest similarity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, I got chills too. That is powerful. It's amazing. I'm so thankful that you guys are on here sharing this. I feel like we could talk about yes, and even certain things that you guys have said. I'm sorry, my little light went off, but even certain things that you guys have said, honestly, I apologize, ladies. Honestly, even certain things that you've said have kind of, it opens the door for other conversations to be had with regards to coming into each other's lives and being empowering to other women, because sometimes you have a circle of people, some of them are on the same level, some of them are not on the same level, but you all don't have the same goal in life. And what I have learned is that can kind of push you into checking yourself, questioning yourself. Is this the betterment for me? And you've heard people say you're the sum total of the 5 people that you connect with and you're hanging around. It's like, I have to ask myself, who do I want to be connected with in 2025? So having you guys talking on here, that has been tremendous. And listen, we could go on. We have about 5 more minutes.
Okay.
We have time for one more question, but this conversation is so good. It's Black History Month, so I would be remiss if I didn't ask any questions about leaders. There are many leaders, and this month we have learned about so many people who have broken down barriers, charged forth, and they don't even get the credit for, the inventions and things that they have done. And many Black leaders have had to navigate systemic barriers while inspiring others to lead, just like you ladies are doing. In your book, do you discuss strategies for overcoming these obstacles in leadership? And what lessons today can today's emerging Black leaders take from history?
Well, historically, I would say that as a culture, we are the example of resilience.
That's right.
So for as many years as I can think, even just thinking back to the experiences that my family members have had, they've had to overcome so many obstacles. And in the book, it may not directly describe racial challenges, but it does describe challenges that we all face as people, as we all face as when we're in our careers. If it focuses on challenges within communication, focuses on challenges within just expressing yourself. And when you think of yourself and identify yourself as I do as a Black woman, you start to think about, what have my ancestors overcame that I can't overcome? So that's one thing that we're very big on, is knowing how to pivot, because everything isn't always going to work out for you, but knowing how to figure it out, open your mind to taking another route, can get you to your goal, or even a better opportunity, just because you're able to strategically align yourself with something else. So just like our people, they were able to remain resilient and work through challenges and pivot through life. If there's a blockage in one way, we find another avenue. The same thing that this book teaches you. When we say growth mindset, it's opening yourself to other options, opening yourself to other perspectives and things of life that you may not have even thought were possible.
Yes. And with that, we pivot, we adapt, but we also show you how to celebrate you. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate every milestone, because they start to add up. When I decided I wanted to go back to school to get my doctorate degree, and completing that first class, at the time I was pregnant. I was with my second child. My kids are 13 years apart. So I know people are like, what? Wait, 13 years? So I was expecting with my daughter. I had her one day, and then next thing you know, I have an essay due. I know, don't give me the look, but I kept going. But I celebrated the fact that I did it. I completed that semester. Then COVID hit. Me and Dr. Crawford both, we didn't go to the same institution, but we laugh about it now. We were writing our dissertation in the middle of COVID. It was in the middle of a pandemic. And so, but we celebrated that, like we got through it, that resiliency of getting through it and be able to adapt. My dissertation focused on women achieving advancement in higher education. So I did a study, I interviewed women, but sometimes they would cancel because they were women of power and influence. They had to go run a campus. They were president.
Fearfully and wonderfully made, confidence be displayed, success is unavoidable, desires will be attained, and you are capable. Can't no one stop your hustle, you're resilient and brilliant, your blessings have no ceiling, you shine and keep grinding. This spiritual remedy is divine and designed for your heart to align with your mind, a prophet for the queendom's hotline, a vision.